Okay, Taurus, this is going to be your Equinox reading for this season. What I'm going to pull for you is just going to be a beginning, middle, and end for the season. Okay, the card that's going to represent you for the beginning of the season is the Hermit. You've been doing a lot of inner work and focusing on what needs to happen inside of you. Sometimes that's emotional, sometimes it's just investigative, trying to figure out what is going to be something that you've been wondering about, how you deal with things or how you look at the world, that you're only going to find the answers inside of you, not from outside in. The crossing energy for that is going to be the King of Cups. So I think that really points to looking at when you are doing these kind of more pursuits that you intellectualize, really leaning into, okay, not only where does that hit your mind, but where does it hit your heart? Where do those things, where do you locate them in the way that you know your emotional self? And that really is backed up by this Five of Cups as the beginning energy for that. What kind of emotions do you really need to feel through that may have been being put off for a while, or maybe you've been a little fixated on, or even like overemphasizing that need to be moved on from. Excuse me. What that's going to move you into is this King of Swords energy. So I think once you pair that emotional understanding back with that mental thinking understanding, you're going to have these twin kings and a real mastery of understanding that hermit sense of your inner knowing. As we move into the middle of the season, you are represented by the Two of Wands. So that to me is knowing these things about yourself and this inner work that you've been doing. It's pushing you into a new project. Something that you're really keen on pursuing, that you've been working on for a little bit, but it's kind of now is the outer representation of you really getting something going. This is going to be crossed by the High Priestess energy. So something about pursuing this project is going to give you a little bit of intuitive knowledge that might go against the grain of how you're working on this project. Either you may have a sense that something isn't quite right about your trajectory and you need to adjust. But you're the only one that can see it. Maybe if you're working with other people on the project or other people advising you on it, they're not the ones saying this. This is coming from inside of you. And your inner knowing about, I can see that that's not quite the way I wanted it, or that's not quite the way I see this playing out. That's coming from an energy previously of the Eight of Cups, which I think means that there are elements of this project that are getting weighed down, that you need to sort of edit a little bit out so you can move forward. with some elements of the project that are a little too clunky. As you move forward, that's going to put you in the Four of Cups energy. So that's really about recognizing where you are maybe getting a little too fixed on this has to be exactly perfect. This has to be exactly how I want it. A, B, and C, and no other option. And seeing where that might actually be the thing that's hindering you. That might be the thing that's keeping this project from moving forward, is getting a little bit fixated on exactly how it needs to happen instead of staying flexible and allowing movement to inform how things move forward. And then in the end of the season, you're represented by the Chariot. So definitely a movement card, definitely something about this inner pursuit turned to outer pursuit has really mobilized all parts of you as you move at the end of the season. And knowing that you need to head out and head in this new direction in a really big way. Something that is, this is a major arcana card, so it's really about an overarching theme that really applies to many areas of your life, especially when it's crossed by the Hierophant too. To me, that looks like maybe there is something about how this is happening through this season that someone, like a boss or a parent or a mentor or someone, has questions about. As a crossing energy for the Chariot, someone might have questions about how you're pursuing this, how you're moving forward. With the background energy of that being the Page of Pentacles moving into the Nine of Pentacles, I would say that's maybe someone, it kind of is giving me parent energy, that it might be someone who's known you for a very long time and they're thinking that maybe you're a little too young for this, or maybe they're looking at you in a way that is like they can't see that you have, elevated your skills in this area and you can pursue something in a new way. But moving from the Page into the Nine, I really see that as the Nine is your ending energy with that. You really are a resource. You really do know what you need to do to pursue this. You really do have what it takes to make it happen in like a very practical way. And then I'm just going to pull 3 more cards as your main anchor cards or teacher cards for how you can center yourself and make sure that you're moving through this season in a conscious way. Excuse me. All right. Okay, so you've got the Seeker, the King of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. So something about that first beginning of the season, something that the root of is in your inner knowing with the Hermit. You've got to use that as your main anchor, your centering of yourself with that double Hermit that really speaks to you that this is something that is essential for you to not turn away from as you move through new situations, as you hear things from other people, you get outside perspectives. Continue to anchor that inner knowing. You also have that double King of Swords. That really means that your authority on what that thing is needs to be spoken, needs to be communicated to other people. So don't forget to, if someone's questioning you, let it be known that you know how this hits for you. You know this thing about yourself that is a truth for you, and you're not going to hide it, Ace of Cups really, I think, shows that this is going to create new feelings in you, new emotions, and a new understanding as you stand up for yourself in these ways and honor your inner truths. It's going to open new doors for you emotionally, and to stay present for those, even as you have a lot of maybe sharp communications that you need to dispatch with. The Ace of Cups, I think, really shows that you're going to be moving through a couple of different emotional situations that you just need to stay open for. Having that Ace energy is all about something being able to flow and be new for you.